that he made, which made them at the beginning, made them what? Male and female. Have that at the back of your mind. Next verse, please. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall become one flesh. Don't mind, the question is, can we divorce our wife just for any reason, right? Right? And honestly, there are so many reasons why people can divorce. Why people want to divorce. I'll be getting into it in the course of the school. The ones that are justified. Conditions where the Bible agrees that divorce can take place. Do you get it? Let me finish with reading, then I'll come back to begin to explain the terms. And he said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Next verse, please. Wherefore, they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Next verse. Then they said unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, allowed you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. Are we seeing the law of the beginning? Comparing it with what may be putting men and women under pressure to be suggesting divorce and to be getting interested in divorce. Why? Because there is a strong deviation from the original program of God for marriage. Let's now go back to where it started from. Have you not read that in the beginning he that made them what? Male and Abi? Bet it with me. There is no same gender marriage that can last. It can never. It's not designed to last. Are you hearing me? Because he that made them male and female. So there is no way two male can do it. There is no way two females can do it. Are you hearing? Why must it be male and female? Why? Because the male is different from the female. You have two children, Abi? Were you the one that carried the pregnancy? Who carried the pregnancy? Your wife. So why didn't you carry? Because God made you male. He didn't make the male to carry pregnancy. He made the male to help to donate sperm for fertilization that takes place in the womb of the woman. Are you listening to me? One of the things that the word male means is stronger. The stronger. The stronger. And as such, it gives you an idea when challenges of life come. If you are the type, don't toss aramiti away to courage. You need to review yourself. You must challenge yourself to always be what? Stronger. Thieves or hand robbers should not be operating in the neighborhood, and the husband is the one hiding under bed when the wife is thinking of how to secure the house. It looks like the woman is more male and the man is more female now. Are you hearing? Why? Because the Bible, God knows the different things that are going to be coming up, and why maleness, the strength, is needed, and why the femaleness will be needed. Back to the story I was telling, the young girl that was asking them a question now is, if I want a younger one in the family, tell me, how will these two women give me a younger sibling? How will these two men give me a what? A younger sibling. You know, they twisted the whole thing. You know what? They said they will go for adoption. The devil has been building that momentum for long. Had created the adoption system to be a very excellent substitute for normal conception. So you see an average woman just waking up in America saying that I saw a small reel, and a lady was talking. He said, I got divorced about 7 years after my marriage. I got divorced, and you know what? My ex is my best friend now. We still talk. I said, and you divorced, and he's your best friend, and you still talk. You ask me what happened. You are not asking why they divorced. Because she doesn't want a baby. The man wanted a baby. Can you imagine? So when the man felt he couldn't wait any longer, he wanted a baby, they decided they should divorce so that the man could go and marry somebody. He said, he's remarried now, and I'm so happy for him because she was a celebrity. Of course, that's wastage of femaleness. Won't be alone that money. He's being wasted when he's not going to carry a baby. So people come up with a lot of ideas that are extremely questionable. And all these ideas are affecting marriage now. Are you listening to me? If a lady is unfortunately born from a family where they suffered and there was poverty, and the mother is extremely irresponsible, even both the parents are extremely irresponsible, they are likely to be pushing her to look for somebody that has money so that he will build their family house. See, anomaly to this maleness and femaleness, are you listening to me, is what normally gives birth to reasons why people want to divorce. Unless a tomboy, a lady that was raised up in the midst of boys, is well taught, she is likely to dominate the husband when she gets married. And she may die under labor. If she's brought up in such a way, are you listening to me? What don't look on, what don't blagging, what don't share everything, the husband can use her if care is not taken. But excuse me, she only grew up in the midst of such kind of people. She was not designed to be as strong as them. So there has to be a very good understanding, especially on the part of the husband, to know that she's not supposed to be doing all these things. She may have developed herself from it, but she's not supposed to be doing it, and I must relieve her. But if you are looking for somebody that's looking for a homo, a normal odor, and that's the mentality with which he went into marriage, and in a little time, rift will begin to happen. Now, the other side to it now. Another girl is brought up among boys, and they so much over pampered her. They didn't let her do anything, you understand? Always buying this, always taking care of her, not allowing her to do anything. And she's coming into marriage with that mentality. Are you listening to me? So challenges are going to come. Why? Because by the time you meet this man, that wasn't brought, in fact, he was brought up among female. And in this other house, and the more reasons why we must learn. There is the kingdom way, there is the righteous way. You see, just identify. It doesn't matter your bringing. In the course of time, I will be talking about customizing your marriage. It doesn't matter your bringing. Every marriage must be customized, and the customization of the marriage is a function of the mutual understanding between the male and the female in the marriage. Please, am I making sense? Now look at it. Go back to verse 6. Verse 5. Verse 4 says, he that made them in the beginning made them male and female. Everybody say male and female. Say it again, male and female. He that made them at the beginning did what? Made them male and what? If you help me, stand up. Zacchaeus, stand up. How long ago did you get married? How long ago? Less than 2 years. Right? Now, the day they joined you in marriage, we were there, we clapped, we were happy for you. Abi? Why? Because you as an individual, you came together and you became one. Abi? Answer me. You became one on that day, right? Right? No, you didn't become one on that day. Your oneness is a function of effort on the part of the both of you. So these are myths. These are positions that we have misunderstood. And we are misunderstanding. And we're having issues around and about. So let me show you here. A marriage can last 35 years and there's no oneness. I hope you can understand. A marriage can last 40 years and there is no oneness. You know the funniest thing? The children that came out of the same marriage are having their own marriages of 15 years and there is oneness. And the parents' marriage don't have oneness. I'll show you why. Now, because Jesus was taking us to the law of the beginning here. So let's look at what the person that started marriage had in mind at the beginning. That is God. Do you know there are many men that the only reason why they are getting into marriage is because of sex? You can't expect something wonderful to come out of that. Why? Because in an ideal situation, especially if a man is given to pornography before he gets married, he has been exposed to a false world of sexual fantasy. Number one, most of the things you see there are ungodly in nature. They are ungodly. They are not things that the God of heaven signed to. They are not things that the God of heaven like or want. They are going beyond the boundaries of God. I'm hitting the bullseye now, Abi. Damn alone. Number two, most of those things are a kind of drama. They are not realities. Because they are paid to act something out. Are you listening to me? They are not realities. Number three, most of them use drugs to be able to perform. And as such, they are operating beyond the normal life of a real person that's supposed to have sex. So this man that is extremely given to pornography is having a fantasy in his head and thinking that it means anytime I want sex, my wife must just be available, because we won't really know pornography here. Now after some time, he will begin to think divorce. Why? Because he's not seeing what he was wishing for. But really, it's not as if what he was wishing for is the normal thing. The problem basically is that he has been deceived about the place and the position of sex. Excuse me, sex is just a fragment in marriage. It's not the totality of anything. Now, what is on your mind? What is on your mind? I use the man because men have more problems with that sex drives. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Now, let me now explain the concept of the oneness now. Now, go back to verse 4 so that we'll be able to hit it very well. And he answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning, male and female? Have you not read to make the two genders? He made one male and made the other one female. Now put your hand on your chest and say, it made me your gender. Just mention your gender. And I'll be happy with it. You see, when a wife is trying to be the head of a home by fire, by force, and whatever, all she's trying to do is to become a male. When a man is submitting too slow to accommodate some things that are not supposed to be consistent with him in a home, in a marriage, is just choosing to become a female. In a little time, listen to me, it's like fighting against yourself. So the verse 4 has told us that at the beginning, he made them male and female. Tomorrow when you give birth to a child and you see that this is a boy, right? What are you seeing? A future husband, a future controller of a home, a future father. And honestly begin to train him or her that way, every one of you. And if it's a female, begin to train her the same way. Not too long ago, I shared with you from Proverbs chapter 31, Abi, and I was telling you that the story and the record of the virtuous woman starts from verse 10 downwards, Abi, I think to about verse 31. And I said, but most often, because when you go for marriage seminar, they hardly touch the verse 1 to 9, Abi. The same context where they are talking about the woman, they have talked about the man. And go and check and compare what they told them. They were referring to the man as a leader. Are you listening to me? And if you pay attention very well, they were referring to the woman as a supporter. Even at her best. You see, one of the problems about the Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman, is this virtuous woman seminar. Any other pami? Virtuous woman seminar, virtuous woman. So, obodomo osheshi, obodomo big cake she, obodomo rundi, obodo shekinikan, and the most rebellious. Verses 10, 11, and 12 suggest the virtue, and the rest of the verses suggest the way she ended up displaying the virtue. If 10 to 12 are not intact, she's not a virtuous woman. I don't care how industrious she is, because most of those seminars only told you to learn to be industrious. They didn't teach you how to actually be the ideal virtuous woman. Now listen to me, you understand? For our worth is far above rubies. You want to go cake baking? That your worth is now far above rubies. Are you hearing? Why am I emphasizing this? Male and female, he made them, Abi. Now, let's now transition into verse 5 with this in mind. He that made them at the beginning made them male and female. Now, look at verse 5. And I want us all to read it together. Start. Verse 5. No. The cause is, for this cause of making them male and female. For this cause of making one male and another one